My name is Gustavo Matamoros. I am a sound artist who's been living in Miami since 1979, practicing sound art for like 35 years. I have also been involved in organizing events around the fields of experimental music and sound art. My latest project was Audiotheque 2.0. It's a project that began in 2012 as simply Audiotheque at the South Florida Arts Center, from which we started organizing live events, concerts, open to the public. And that project evolved into what I later called Audiotheque 2.0, which meant we had a grant from Knight Foundation to organize a multi-channel sound system in the space, about 30 channels of audio, and that became a sound installation which allowed us to create, a bunch of new work were created specifically for that sound system, which I call the instrument. The idea of organizing 30 channels of audio was to experiment with the idea of both sound coming at you from different directions and the movement of sound in space. The basic idea was to try to create conditions for the tuning of three elements. One, the architecture, which includes the very darkened space and the acoustics of the place, to tune that with the sound system, which is the 30 channels of audio, and then of course the content, which is the sounds that came through the sound system.
This is the product of a month-long residency in the Everglades.
There was also a piece based on small sounds, which I create by manipulating small objects. And there was also a piece that involved the sound of a single string. And lastly, there was a sound piece that I created by putting together 85 different short recordings that together made a collage that utilized the full sound system.
The accordion, a free reed instrument.
In order to create a context for that kind of exploration, Audiotheque allowed me to not just create new pieces in the space and to present them, but also to invite other people for residencies, to do workshops with the community in order to establish conversations between artists and the audience.
What I did with this, okay, so in the middle you hear these people sort of arguing a little bit. And that's all from an episode of Jerry Springer.
Oh, really?
And at some point in the arguing, somebody says, well, I'm leaving you forever. And the response is, Hallelujah. So this piece is one 12-minute long hallelujah. It's in 4 different sections. Hallelujah. And the result is this eerie thing,
After completing the Audiotheque 2.0 experiment, I've had a couple months to examine what the next steps may be to ensure the exploration to continue to happen, but also maybe to implement some of these projects, not so much experiments, but a realization of the outcome of these experiments. The Subtropics Fest 25th edition is coming up in 2020, and I hope to continue doing it. But I also think that maybe now we're at a point to establish access to these things in a more continuous basis, a standalone venue. 30 channels of audio, for instance, is difficult to organize in a nomadic kind of situation. It could be, a space in a museum, or it could be actually a public art situation in a park or a plaza, Soundscape Park in front of the New World Center, for example. It's a fantastic sound experience. It's an experience that was designed specifically with the purpose of projecting something on the big wall. I would propose something more flexible with the sound system for activation of a space with sound. One of the ideas is establishment of what I'm going to call the Subtropics Institute. 3-4 bedrooms for residencies and things like that. That can be a step towards establishing a venue somewhere else. Another possibility is to have some kind of interaction with the private sector, a developer or some kind of a business that can utilize the idea of the Audiotheque, for instance, as a magnet